Welcome back to the Oscar Pistorius trial channel. The eyes of the world are on this trial, and we're on television and online, live to the world. It's the second day of week 5 of the Oscar Pistorius trial, and John and I are with you all through the morning as court proceedings get underway. With me in studio again is former Zimbabwean Judge Chris Greenland. Again, Chris, thanks very much for being here with us today.
It's a pleasure.
Now, let's try and understand this. Oscar did not want his face on camera as far as his testimony is concerned. But the general comment has been, how can that be, seeing as we see him in court, we have visuals of him walking into court, but he doesn't want his face on camera for the testimony?
Well, my stance on this, and on this occasion, I will take a stance on it. I think it's objectionable. I don't see any logical, jurisprudential, moral, or common sense reason why he should have been granted that indulgence. As a human being, he has taken the stance with the whole world in a very commendable way that he be treated as an equal. And he has enjoyed international publicity, exposure, and acclaim, and has profited immensely from all that. So I don't see the logic of when he's now required to account to the world for his behavior and conduct on this terrible night, that he should be granted the indulgence of saying, well, you know, everybody else can be exposed, the judge, Gerinel, Roo, but not me. I just don't accept that it can be defended. Because he is ultimately a public figure. Well, he's not only a public figure, he has benefited from being a public figure. So, therefore, for him to now take the stance that publicity is inconvenient, can't be defended. It's just not, it cannot be justified. And yesterday, my colleagues stated, no, all the court was doing was treating him as an equal with other witnesses. There's a difference between equality. The fact that you're equal doesn't mean that the situation is the same. The state witnesses were granted immunity from that live streaming of their identities, were witnesses. They were discharging a civic duty to come to court and give evidence as regards this issue. So there was understandable, logical, defendable justification for saying, well, we'll respect your right to privacy. It's acceptable that you can say, I don't want the whole world being exposed to the whole world in this way. Oscar is not in that situation. He's an accused person. He's required to account to everybody for his conduct.
Now, a few question marks were also raised yesterday, Chris, when Jan Botha, pathologist Jan Botha, took the stand, because if you will remember, Reggie Perumal, who was the private pathologist at the time who attended the autopsy, with the state pathologist Gert Simon. So the question was, well, where's Reggie Perumal?
Well, it could be, if one has a suspicious mind, and we all have, that as the defense started working their case and pulling it together, it became, quote-unquote, inconvenient to call the pathologist who actually attended the post-mortem. But the answer could be simply this, Devi. He's still going to be called.
Because you could have 2 pathologists, nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely.
What do you think this whole television issue has done in terms of the functioning of the High Court?
I'm very excited about it, and I want to compliment Carte Blanche team, and I think a marvelous situation has arisen here. When I was interviewed for a judgeship by the Judicial Service Commission, I took the stance that justice needs to be brought closer to the people. I'm not so sure that it was well received. Be that as it may, this is what you're doing. You're bringing justice closer to the people. And an observation that I want to make is that we all have opinions because of this marvelous, wonderful exposure. We all feel that we're part of it. What we need to understand is that our opinions about what a star Gerinel is, or what sexy man Barry Roo is, or whether Oscar is guilty or not, are all irrelevant. The court will disregard those completely. At the same time, I think it's very important for the court to take note of any particular perceptions and concerns that the public have about the administration of justice. I think that is important. I don't think the court must be reactive, but I think it must be responsive. And it can deal with these concerns in the judgment, explain them in a way. And in that way, the public can be satisfied that justice was done and also seen to be done.
Well, welcome if you've just joined us. You're watching the Oscar Pistorius trial channel 199, and to let you know that court is about to start at around about 9:30, a few minutes from now. And as soon as Judge Masipa walks into court, we will be able to bring you that feed live. But just a reminder to have your say in our Facebook poll. Our question today is, do you think that Oscar Pistorius' apology to the Steenkamps will win him public support? Yes or no?